Two, 3, 4, 5. In 2026, Gino Ford and Monty Ross hoping the new year brings a new result as both the Seawolves and Aggies in search of that elusive first conference victory. Thanks for making us a part of your Saturday afternoon. Join alongside Rob Pavanelli. I'm Johnny Wincott. 8 wins for Stony Brook, 7 for North Carolina A&T, already equaling their total from all of last year, but Pap just a little short in those first 2 coastal tries.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stony Brook really was playing well offensively. They were sharing the basketball, getting contributions from everywhere. They've struggled offensively of late, averaging about 55 points a game. For North Carolina A&T, this is a young team, a talented team, still learning how to win. They played well in conference play, though.
Yeah, as we take a peek at the tail of the tape between the two teams, there is not much that has separated them in either of these 2 columns. Both teams 1 game over 500. Both teams 0-2 in conference and searching for that first conference victory.
Well, look at the scoring margin there, Johnny. North Carolina A&T 1.8 less than opponent. Stony Brook 1.9 more than their opponents. That is certainly going to lend to a lot of 500 or 1 game over 500 records. Stony Brook is going to have to do a good job knocking the 3-ball down and not allowing North Carolina A&T to get to the basket today.
These 2 teams get to know each other pretty well already. The 7th meeting in fewer than 3 years. Not much separating them last year as well in that final meeting in February, 73-72 in favor of North Carolina A&T.
Well, you see that home team undefeated stat. Stony Brook certainly looking to stay really good here at home. They've been under Gino Ford's tenure. They've been really good here at home. They need to get off to a good start, especially offensively.
Just 1 home loss this season for Gino Ford's group, just 2 home losses in the last 11 months. Stony Brook Seawolves, North Carolina A&T Aggies coming up next right here on SNY. Saddle up, we enter a new year with 2 teams looking for a couple of new results. He's Rob Pavanelli, I'm Johnny Wincott. Glad you're with us from Long Island's North Shore. North Carolina A&T, the Stony Brook Seawolves kicking off the 2026 portion of the coastal season. We are underway on another chilly Saturday evening on the North Shore.
Let's see if Stony Brook can get some rhythm offensively early on. Going to be very, very important for Gino Ford's club.
4 consecutive games, fewer than 60 points for Gino Ford's group. Familiar trio on the officiating duties today, Mike Nardone, Ed Corbett Jr., and Mike Evans.
Yeah, outstanding officiating crew for today's contest.
Lengthy first possession for Stony Brook. Eric Pratt can't hit the difficult triple. Stony Brook's leading scorer. Fourth most in the conference this year at 18.5 per game, but the Aggies have another one of those. Lewis Walker, the true freshman, who is scoring also 18.4 per game as you peer over their starting lineup.
Pretty good starting lineup for North Carolina A&T. Athletic, they can get downhill, they can get to the basket.
Leaner by Pierce. Grabs his own rebound off the iron.
Pierce, a really good shot maker, local product out of Christ the King High School. Played for the great Joe Arbitello.
Walker on cue, can't hit his first bucket. Averaging more than 33 minutes per game as you peer over Stony Brook starting five. It's been a different quintet over each of the last few games. But the same leading scorer, Eric Pratt, first on the board for Stony Brook. And he has been in double figures in 13 out of the 14 games this season. How about 9 consecutive, Rob Pavanelli?
He's been sensational for Stony Brook. Every time we talk to an opposing coach preparing for our broadcast, the first thing they say is, we got to figure out a way to stop Pratt. We got to figure out a way to stop Eric Pratt. Just so talented offensively.
We'll take a peek at Pav's points, presented by Jersey Mike's, and we do it on Rob Pavanelli's birthday. Happy birthday, partner.
Thank you, Johnny. For Stony Brook, they got to get off to a good start offensively. They've really struggled, as you mentioned. 55 points a game in the last 4 during that losing streak. And they have to limit the dribble penetration of North Carolina A&T. This is an Aggie team that really can get rebounds. They have to attack the glass, and they have to defend the arc. Stony Brook took 38 threes in their last contest.
Well, that is not a three. It's a long two for Trent Middleton Jr., the two-time transfer. Comes to North Carolina A&T by way of Ball State and Delaware. And if you've listened to broadcasts, know anything about the mid-major landscape during college basketball, a lot of transfers.
Yeah, Stony Brook has 11 new faces. Meanwhile, North Carolina A&T has 10 new faces.
We noted 73-72 the final last year in Game 2 between these two teams. There's a rejection under the tin. It is a Doumbia denial for one of the best shot-blocking teams in the Coastal.
Really nice delivery there by Shushki. This is where Stony Brook can get better offensively, Johnny. They need to finish around the basket. Goods needs to make some buckets down low, as well as Quain is coming off the bench.
Doumbia finishes the sequence.
Doing it on both ends, the transfer from UMass.
First lead in the first road game of the season in conference for NCAA&T. Doesn't last very long. All 4 so far belong to Eric Pratt. Up a 19-point performance for Stony Brook. Came though in their 4th consecutive loss, a 19-point loss against William & Mary on the road. Well, Gino Ford said, priority number 1, keep Eric Pratt out of foul trouble. Without him, going to be tough to make it the distance.
Get the ball into his hands and keep him out of foul trouble.
Stony Brook downhill and taken away under the tin. Middleton emerges. Home run feed is on target. And it's a professional finish by the freshman Walker.
Unfortunate there for Stony Brook. Brown had a nice lane to the basket, unable to hold on to the basketball, and it results in a fast break layup for the Aggies.
Lewis Walker, who sat all of last year at UMass, is shooting better than 52% from the field this season, one of just 16 Division I freshmen to do so. Timer down to 10, another lengthy possession at the perimeter for Gino Ford's group. It's at 5, freshman Shushkeek left open, and he cans it. Andre Shushkeek, who had only 8 points during the 4-game losing streak, hits his 9th three-pointer of the season.
And that's a big-time bucket there for Shushkeek. Really needs to get off to a good start. He had 21 against Central Michigan 5 games ago, and has only scored 8, as you mentioned, the last 4.
Zamaku Waluche Ume says, anything you can do, I can do maybe slightly better, or maybe not slightly worse. That's his 7th three-pointer of the season.
Really good, versatile scorer. Had 19 versus UNC Wilmington the other day. Tough cover.
Pratt will not get to roll the iron unkind here at home. As noted, the Aggies, 7 wins on the season. They had 7 all of last year. They won their final 3 non-conference games before dropping the first 2 coastal games. And a held ball will stay with North Carolina A&T when we return. Just getting started. 7th all-time meeting between the Aggies and Seawolves, the first here in 2026 on SNY.
Welcome to Health Yeah, where experts from Stony Brook Medicine come together to discuss topics ranging from the complex inner workings of an infectious disease to tips and tricks for staying safe and healthy all year long.
At H2M, we play to win. Architecture, engineering, sustainability. We compete to be the best there is. We believe in teamwork. Working together, building together, winning together.
Aha! I knew it! You are stealing my Jersey Mike's gig.
Danny, it's just because Jersey Mike's is an official sponsor of the NFL. I'm not taking your gig.
Now you're taking my look.
This is how I dress.
My glasses. I've been looking for those.
I wear glasses. I have astigmatism.
I'll give you astigmatism.
Ready for you on set, Eli.
I gotta go.
Oh. This ain't over, Manning.
Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey, that's my line. A sub above.
Early stages of the first half, North Carolina A&T 9, Stony Brook 7, seventh all-time meeting between these two teams. And kind of new coastal foes, only doing it in fewer than 3 years. Gino Ford stuck on 94 victories, his seventh season with Stony Brook, telling us now 2-5 in the absence of Colin O'Connor, their main point guard. So the team's still trying to figure things out with Eric Pratt now being the primary number one.
Well, it certainly looked like Gino Ford had it figured out early on. Stony Brook was playing really well. Offense was firing on all cylinders, getting it done defensively. The absence of O'Connor, your veteran leader, your point guard, just threw a monkey wrench into everything. Gino Ford's trying some different things, playing onion cone at the point, obviously playing shush kick at the point. Now he's moving to Pratt a little bit to get a little more offense in there. One thing we know, Gino Ford will figure it out as all of his teams get better as the season progresses.
Twain Pierce sticks the triple, gives A&T their largest early lead here on the road. Their first road coastal contest of the year. Flip side for Stony Brook, first time at home in conference. Both teams 0-2. Unfortunately, one of these teams going to start their year 0-3 in the Coastal as Pratt denied at the rim.
A&T on a 6-0 run. They're doing a really nice job of limiting Stony Brook to one and done on the glass.
3 consecutive field goal makes for Monty Ross's group. At the baseline, tough 2. That goes down as well. Lewis the Skywalker from 15 feet out.
And when we talked to Gino Ford, he said, this is a North Carolina A&T team that does not shoot the 3-ball extremely well, but they take and make really tough shots around from 15 feet.
How about that tough shot from Richard Goods? Bouncing around in the painted area. Goods fresh off a career-best 14 rebound performance in a losing effort against William & Mary. Exploding down the baseline. Goods got a piece, and it's going with Stony Brook.
Goods is going to have to be the Goods today if Stony Brook is going to get the win.
Third-year head coach Monty Ross, who was the Coastal's Coach of the Year 11 seasons ago, the second winningest coach in Delaware's program history. Now, of course, the team out of the Coastal, but Monty Ross trying to get the ship going in the right direction. We told you had just 7 wins all of last season. They've won 7 games in the non-conference. Pratt sticks the triple.
Pratt with another big shot, but Monty Ross really likes this team. We sent so many new faces, but they've come together quickly. High character group, really know how to play, and they've blended very, very nicely here early on in the season.
6 consecutive by the Aggies, then 5 straight for Stony Brook. And the Seawolves wanted to travel underneath the tin. Mike Evans says that's a foul on Stony Brook. Told you the losing effort for Stony Brook in the midweek. This is their second conference game of the year. William & Mary shot 49% from the field. Tough to compete with that. Stony Brook, tough to win games when you don't score 60 points. It's happened now in 4 consecutive.
Well, remember, they shot 9 for 38 from 3. You're not going to get a lot of free throw attempts if you're taking 38 threes in the game. Stony Brook has to be a little bit better offensively balanced.
Another strong take to the tin, but Walker met by some of the bigger bodies under the basket. Eric Pratt gaining speed, up and under, downhill finish. A little switch of hands for Eric Pratt, right to left. And a whistle here Referee's whistle. Mike Evans coming over to Ed Corbett Jr.
Not exactly sure what the call is, but what a move by Eric Pratt. He has the ability to finish in so many different ways. Up and under, avoids the big shot blocker, and finishes with left hand on the other side. He protected the ball with the rim. You can't, you're going for the block. If you bring it to the other side, that rim gets in the way. Excellent recognition there by Pratt. Third tie of the game. Stony Brook on a nice run right here to get back in it.
So a 6-0 blitz by NCA&T. The response from Stony Brook now 7-0 over the last 70 seconds. And of course, 9 out of the 14 belong to Eric Pratt. Pierce can't get it down for the second time in the early going. And a foul underneath the tin. It's going on Stony Brook. That has been something the Aggies have done all season long, get the other teams into foul trouble. There's only one team in the country that gets to the free throw line more than North Carolina A&T. That is USC in California.
Nice job. Our research is better than yours. This is a North Carolina A&T team that takes a lot of shots, and the bigs attack the glass. They really get after it. There are a lot of pick and rolls, and after the pick and roll, they know the shot's going up, and they just attack the glass.
Anya Cone slips it inside. Quainet's rejected. Wham by Zam. And I'll do that for you, partner. It's Waluche Ume. You could just call him Zam, Pav.
And here we go. Nice little pick and roll here. Quainet's thinks he's got a bucket. Denied.
Triple left short by Ethan Simmons. First touches of the game. A starter in each of the last 2 games for Stony Brook was Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons had 17 in the contest against Hampton. Played extremely well. Gino Ford looking for a spark.
Yeah, still doing some mixing and matching with his starting quintet. All in the absence of his point guard, Colin O'Connor. The team 2-5 in the 7 games without him. That is a deep triple. Touches every part of the rim and bounces out. Well, it has been that type of half plus for Rob Brown III. All 15 of his points on Wednesday came in the first half. He has not scored since. 14-14 your score. We'll take this to a media timeout. 12:36 remaining in a 14-14 game. All right, we're going to walk it back. We're going to stay right here. Timeout now becomes a challenge. And Mike Evans is coming over to our broadcast setup to impart the knowledge here to Rob Pavanelli. All right. Coach, let's keep it FCC friendly. What did Mike Evans tell you?
Stony Brook is going to challenge the out-of-bounds call. They believe it was last touched by North Carolina A&T. Mike Evans, thank you for bringing over us the information.
We made the same joke about Mike Evans earlier in the season. Might have been a Thursday game where the Buccaneers were also playing that. We said Mike Evans is everywhere. Well, in 14 minutes, he's home against the Carolina Panthers as well. We'll see if we can take another look at the previous sequence against Stony Brook challenging. And all official reviews are aptly sponsored by Stony Brook Ophthalmology. We remind you sort of how it works. You got to have a timeout in order to challenge. If the challenge is successful, you keep that timeout. If the challenge is unsuccessful, you lose the ability to challenge for the rest of the game. Here's the play, Pat.
Yep. We'll take another look at it here. Basket halfway down for Brown. 3/4 of the way down. Goes in and out. And let's take a look at it. I see Quainet's hit it last, and then at the last second, that ball was knocked out by DeBrick. That should be Stony Brook basketball, and a good challenge by Gino Ford and his staff. Take one more close look at it. Yeah, you see Quainet's got his hands on it. Last second, it was knocked away by North Carolina A&T.
So you're thinking it's DeBrick with the touch?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why you have replay for. I mean, that's pretty that's pretty conclusive right there. Get another angle at it. Quainet's here, and then you can see it at the last second, the fingertips of DeBrick hit it, and it goes out of bounds. And all the Stony Brook players were pointing their ball. None of the North Carolina A&T guys pointed. That's always a telltale sign.
All right, so our holy triumvirate has just diverged from midcourt. Here comes Ed Corbett Jr.
And just as we suspected, Ed Corbett delivers us the news. It is going to be Stony Brook basketball.
All right, he reminds us that Stony Brook does retain the timeout. We already knew that, though. We had the fancy graphic. Appreciate our producer.
And they get a chance.
Appreciate our producer, Becca Garner. Yeah, retain the challenge, retain the timeout, much like football. And much like football, we are tied here in the first half, 14-14.
And not like football.
There's the lob. Not like football.
The challenge was much quicker, and they got it right.
So 2 free throws coming up for Oleg Koinets, the 7-foot grad student from Lithuania. 2 years at Nebraska, 2 years at Wyoming. A well-traveled Lithuanian.
Koinets has been really struggling from the free throw line. 15 for 30, 50% as he knocks down the first.
You've gotten pretty good at that.
Not
The
bad,
old
right?
reverse kibosh.
Yeah. I figured do that reverse mush and we get a couple buckets for him here.
If you could spell Koinets, you could spell kibosh.
1 for 2, and
There you go.
hits his season average.
Koinets, who only played 3 minutes the entire evening in that William & Mary loss. 19-point deficit for Stony Brook. Walker pulls up from the elbow, can't hit. And another foul under the tin. Or rather, just out of bounds. Either way, Stony Brook does keep.
A&T going to show a little token pressure right here, see if Stony Brook can handle it. Kobe Onyekon at the point.
So quietly, the run does continue here for Stony Brook at 8-0. 5 consecutive missed field goals for NCA&T. Koinets falls down off ball. Valentini finds the now standing Koinets. The bunny does go. You won't find many 7-footers that are shooting worse than 36%, but Koinets gets it down.
Hey, you mentioned he played 2 minutes and 3 minutes in his last 2 games, has not been finishing very well after starting off the season pretty strong. Has struggled. That's a good sign right now for Gino Ford's club as he has 3 points quickly.
Some good corner defense by Rob Brown III. 8 on the timer, zipped into the corner for a quick trigger triple. One of the few returners for the Aggies, it is Bryson Ogletree, their 6th leading scorer last year, their lead returning scorer this year.
And Ogletree is their best 3-point shooter. That's his 16th 3-ball on a season. Good delivery and a knockdown from the corner.
How good has Ogletree been this year? Even after an 0 for 4 effort earlier this week, still shooting better than 41% from 3.
I wonder if they're going to give
that might be
Onyekon
a
a shot attempt or a turnover on that one.
Straight on triple try, down for the big fella with a whistle to boot. So Twain Pierce, the high archer is true, and this will finally be our under 12 immediate timeout. North Carolina A&T into the lead here in their first Coastal Road game, 20-17. Stony Brook Seawolves trying to keep the good times rolling at Stony Brook Arena. He's Rob Pavanelli. I'm Johnny Wincott. 3-point cushion for the Road Aggies. Stony Brook Pav has lost just 2 games here since February 13th of 2025. Had their 8-game home win streak snapped the last time they were in this building 3 weeks ago against their former AE rivals, the Great Danes.
And Gino Ford's certainly looking for some home cooking today to break this 4-game losing streak. They have struggled, as we mentioned, offensively. It's always good to be back home, back into an area of familiarity, the background, sleeping in your own bed, hopefully getting in some shots. So the Seawolves need to get back on track here at home.
And that is a good way to do it. The takeaway does come from Richard Goods. Well, he has been a stat sheet stuffer in his debut season with Stony Brook. Comes away with the steal there, about 11 games this year with multiple assists for the big fella.
A good passer, good shooter. Struggles sometime around the basket finishing, but he's got a lot of tools, an outstanding rebound. He had 14 rebounds last time out. Very versatile player.
A little too much arm there by the veteran Bryson Ogletree. Just the second team foul on the Aggies. Again, that has been a real area of success this year. They've defended without fouling, and on offense, they've got to the free throw line early and often. So they're 30.5 free throw attempts per game, second in the country, only to USC in California. And they make about 21 free throws per game. Only 4 teams in the country do it better.
They're a really good defensive team. They don't switch much, Johnny. You see a lot of teams switch every position. This is a North Carolina A&T team that's going to stay home. They're going to defend their man. They're going to get over ball screens. They don't want to get put in mismatches.
Well, they couldn't get over that ball screen. And it left Andre Shushkeek wide open. He has 2 out of the 3 triples for Stony Brook. Same Andre Shushkeek that only had 2 points on Wednesday.
And again, a good sign for the Seawolves. They get Shushkeek going offensively.
And another quick response by North Carolina A&T. First made field goal today for KJ DeBrick. And for somebody who shoots well, that is a tough last name.
I think that was your nickname, Johnny DeBrick Wincott.
Down the alleyway. Lob feed brought in by Gorman. And he manages underneath DeBrick, who is one of the top shot blockers in the conference. And Quinn Gorman kind of emerging as one of the more consistent players in the conference, at least for Stony Brook.
And we have the 6th tie of the game. Great job there by Gorman. Able to gather that ball in. It was a tough pass. Took his time, was patient, able to finish off glass with the left hand.
Good defense at the left end as well by Gorman. You noted our 6th tie already in the first half. Can't be broken on the 12-footer.
That's a good shot there by Goods. Little inside pivot, squared up. That's a jumper that usually goes down for the big fella.
Well, Goods, the 3rd leading scorer for Stony Brook. He is their leading rebounder, nearly 7 per game. Here's a true freshman, Brooklyn Vick. First touches today, number 7 in cold. Here's Pierce, already with a couple threes. Pierce was looking to lob, and it winds up off the glass instead of in the hands of Ogletree. Rob Brown, the 3rd, hits the long triple. His last 6 field goal makes, all from the land of good and plenty. His first 3 today.
He's got such terrific range, quick release, outstanding rotation on the shot. Has struggled at times shooting the basketball, but Stony Brook, tough today. 4 for 8 from beyond the arc.
DeBrick off the iron, brought in on the offensive rebound. Great effort, left-handed. Again, it is Bryson Ogletree playing a lot bigger than his 6'4" frame.
Really good box out there by Stony Brook, especially by Rob Brown, but nobody on the Seawolves picked up that loose ball and an easy bucket for North Carolina A&T.
Pratt, the lefty, does not get the roll. Rebound cleared eventually by Vick. Downhill without numbers, Pierce to the trailer, Vick. Ogletree again on the penetration. Inside out basketball, 3, swirls down. It's the 2nd of the first half from Aluche Ume, a 25% distance shooter. He had 6 all season.
The Aggies do a great job of reversing the basketball with skip passes. Stony Brook is so intent on keeping them from dribble driving to getting into gaps, but North Carolina A&T really finding the open man for good looks.
Another game of runs here in the first half, make it 5 consecutive for the Aggies. And the third foul in the first half on CAA. It'll be Stony Brook basketball when we return. Reigning triples at Island Federal Arena, the 7th all-time meeting between North Carolina A&T and Stony Brook. Rob Brown the third, it is 3, and the response on the kick out from Zamaku Baluche Ume.
Makes it different to work here as a nurse or a nursing assistant is the teamwork that is out there amongst the staff.
We work together with one mission in common, and that's to take care of our veterans and their families.
If this is my small way of helping them back, my career as a nurse is rewarded.
The opportunities here for professional growth, our health insurance, salaries can't be compared in any other facility.
I've been here 11 years. I think it speaks for itself.
Please consider working at the Long Island State Veterans Home because we do make a difference in people's lives each and every day.
My Country 96.1, Long Island's home for country. Playing all the hits from the superstars and the new stars. We also bring you some of the biggest country shows on Long Island at the Catholic Health Amphitheater at Bald Hill and other local venues. Download the My Country 96.1 app now on your smartphone and take us wherever you go.
Accidents are unexpected and leave you with important questions. For over 40 years, the Odierno Law Firm has been answering your questions and fighting for your rights. We have recovered over $100 million for Long Islanders injured in accidents. So visit us at o2law.com for a free and confidential consultation. The Odierno Law Firm. There is never a fee unless we recover for you.
News 12 Long Island is here with you.
We're with you weekdays at 5 a.m.
Getting you ready to start your day.
Dangerous conditions out there. Leave extra time and check back for updates.
The results of our investigation, a new privacy protection bill.
Every night at 10, we update you with the top stories.
And get you ready for the day ahead.
Here with you live from Ronkonkoma.
Just another day at the office for Stony Brook and North Carolina A&T. Not separated by much. 7th all-time meeting. Last year, 73-72. Right now, 27-25 in favor of the road team. An Aggies team that have won 7 games in the non-conference season. That's how many they won all of last season. It's how many they won all of the 2023 and 2024 season. And all of this, Beth, despite Monty Ross losing his top 5 scorers from last year.
Hey, sometimes it's addition by subtraction, Johnny. You know, he really likes the chemistry of this group. They've really bought in. They defend. They share the basketball. And talking about sharing the basketball, another 3-ball by Siski, his 3rd of the contest.
This is the same Andre Shushkik, the freshman, who had just 8 points during Stony Brook's 4-game losing streak, 9 points here in the first half.
And when we talk to Gino Ford, he's always saying, you know, we got to get more consistent. You know, we know what we're going to get night in and night out of Eric Pratt. The other players need to be more consistent. We know they're talented. We certainly see what they're capable of. They've had some big games, but they have to do it night in and night out.
Bryson Ogletree, 3 nights after he never made one, has not missed one today, 3 of 3. Under the 10, Valentini gets the arm bar. Now both teams have committed 4 fouls here in the first half. And some changes being readied for Stony Brook as Oleg Quainetz, the 7-foot grad student, checks in.
Really well played, clean basketball game so far. 4 fouls on each team. Crisp, taking care of the basketball, getting good shots. It's been an entertaining game so far.
Pratt, quick trigger. It's long, no new shot clock. Stony Brook still 15 seconds, and Brown the third hits the 3. In a game that has featured 9 lead changes and 6 ties in the first 14 minutes, Stony Brook goes ahead by 1.
That's a defensive nightmare. You do a great job. Pratt shoots an air ball, and then everybody on North Carolina team colliding, crashing the glass. Stony Brook gets it, and they find a wide open Rob Brown with his feet set. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Timer down to 8. Middleton Jr. through the spin cycle. Out of bounds. Stony Brook forces their 4th turnover here in the first half. That is a number that has also dwindled during the 4-game win streak. Stony Brook forcing about 12.5 turnovers per game. Trying to hop back into the win column. 4-game losing streak. Stony Brook had only 3 losses all season before the 4-game losing streak. Pratt gets to work. Lost an edge.
Sloppy basketball last couple possessions.
That's the third Stony Brook turnover, and it leads to another offensive blunder by the Aggies.
And of course, after I just said what a well-played game, taking care of the basketball, some really ugly basketball by both teams the last couple possessions.
Have we mentioned the word kibosh yet?
Absolutely. There's Rob Brown playing well so far in this contest. 6 points, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc.
He's been kind of a first-half specialist. He had 15 points on 5 three-pointers Wednesday. All of his points today have come on threes as well. Quaynets, no go. Valentini, with a little bottom contact, puts it home.
A pretty good box out there by Ogletree, but the athleticism of Valentini gets a big bucket.
Third consecutive turnover for Stony Brook. Into the corner, Andre Shushki is en fuego. Corner three is pure for the North Macedonian, and the Seawolves have their largest lead of the first half.
Stony Brook shooting the lights out as the lights go down. 7 for 13 from beyond the arc. Really taking care of the basketball. Stony Brook on an 8-0 run.
Seawolves turning a little defense into offense. Quaynets kickstarts it on the left end.
And a big 7-footer getting it done defensively. Nice recognition here by Pratt. Good extra pass. Brown to Shushkik in the corner. And Stony Brook, we talked about trying to find their rhythm, getting off to a good start. They certainly have done so on the offensive end. Good timeout by Monty Ross and North Carolina A&T.
So maybe not on Robert Pavanelli's birthday bingo board, but Andre Shushkik with 12 out of the 36 for Stony Brook. Here's how things look very early into the conference season. Just 2 games apiece. We told you both of these teams still looking for that first conference win. Somebody will be 1-2, the other team 0-3. UNCW and William & Mary atop the charts with Hofstra, Charleston, and Hampton. Hofstra last week checked in the lead against Drexel, working on that 5-game win streak.
This is a really good conference this year. A lot of talent, a lot of balance. Obviously, the usual suspects, Towson, always good. College of Charleston, UNC Wilmington. William & Mary's much improved. Well, this is North Carolina A&T team that was picked last to come into conference preseason.
Waluche Ume is Johnny on the spot. Ball kind of falls right into his breadbasket at the right block.
Off to a good start. He's got 8 points for the Aggies.
Couple of 3-pointers. He has not missed from distance, has the big fella. Here's another big fella. Hugged in the interior by Dwayne Pierce. I think there are a couple of Stony Brook players complaining for something intentional there. It just seemed like a headsy foul.
He may have gotten away with a little bit of an elbow right there, not called, and then Pierce gets called for the hold as he grabs Quaynets. And they may go to the monitor right now and see if that's intentional. The foul was called before Pierce grabbed him and kind of threw him to the side. So let's see if that continuation comes into a flagrant.
Well, we'll sort it out during the break. We'll pay some bills. We'll come back and see what's up with the replay. 36-32 are 3 referees to the monitor with 4:28 remaining in the first half. It is a 4-point Stony Brook Seawolves cushion over the North Carolina A&T Aggies' third coastal game of the season. We welcome you to 2026 here on Long Island's North Shore. He's Rob Pavanelli. I'm Johnny Wincott. Just had a replay review. It's going to result in a common foul. 2 shots for Oleg Quainetz as Stony Brook tries to grow the lead right now at 4.
Stony Brook's done a nice job trying to establish Quainetz down low. Here he gets grabbed. He'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Has been effective inside.
The big fella, just a 50% shooter from the free throw line this year. And Pat, that is how you execute the reverse jinx.
I did the same thing the first time, but he missed the second.
I'm learning from the best.
Pure with the second, 3 for 4 from the free throw line.
Pure, I don't even think that touched the net.
Quainetz has been good today defensively, rebounding the basketball and finishing around the hoop.
So Quainetz, who's shooting 50% from the free throw line, is shooting 37% from the field this year. 15 seconds gone by on Monty Ross's Aggies. Will Felton into the game, the Arizona State transfer. And he went underneath the paint. Shot clock ticking down to 4. It's a high arcer from Pierce. Down again. He wanted the contact, too, from Eric Pratt.
The Christ the King product really playing well tonight. Started out of Iowa State. Highly recruited athlete out of Christ the King High School.
Quainetz got stuck. Tried to find Eric Pratt. Ball on the deck with some bodies. And finally a jump ball. It will stay with Stony Brook. Shot clock at the moment showing just 12. How about 3 3-pointers in this first half for Pierce? Much like Andre Shushkik, he's been a giant today. 4 for 4. They're all threes.
And if Gino Ford could get some consistent offense out of Shushkik, that would really help this. Both teams are shooting extremely well from beyond the arc. North Carolina A&T, 78%, 7 for 9. Meanwhile, the Seawolves are 7 for 13. And this is a North Carolina A&T
beat me to it.
that did not come into this game as a good 3-point shooting team, shooting less than 30%.
Yeah, they're hitting fewer than 6 3-pointers per game. They have 7 in this first half. And they're losing by 3. Pratt gets to work, left-handed punny, no, tip in won't go. Valentini recovers, he's in a double. Wide open corner ball, Pratt on the reset, no. Valentini nearly lasted it in again. Instead, it's finally cleared by the boys in gold.
Valentini doing a really nice job on the glass.
Downhill, good movement by North Carolina A&T in transition. And that is the 6th foul on Stony Brook. I think it was in the act of shooting, though, so it will be 2 here for the Aggies. They have not taken 1 free throw shot. Again, this is the team that is 2nd in the country in free throw attempts.
Well, you don't need to take free throws when you're 7 for 9 from beyond the arc. I mean, obviously the game plan for Stony Brook is to pack the paint, not allow North Carolina A&T get there. They're taking away the gaps, but Carolina A&T has done a nice job of adjusting to that. They're finding shooters, and they're knocking down the 3 balls.
Well, this would be the top candidate. North Carolina A&T, if you're down by 1 second left, national championship on the line. The freshman Lewis Walker is the guy you want up there. He's now 88 for 100.
Pretty good free throw shooting percentage. The redshirt freshman has really come onto his own here at North Carolina A&T. And when we spoke to Monty Ross, he said, did you expect this much? Out of Walker early on. He goes, not really, but he's a hard worker, always in the gym, very coachable, and gets better and better game in and game out.
Pratt again, straight on triple. Eric sticks another second Seawolf into double figures here in the first half. Both him and Shushkik with 12.
These teams are shooting the ball like you're guarding them.
Not a lot into bricks. All right, some good heart and hustle in the painted area. And a little post-play theatrics here. Just a couple coastal teams getting at it in 2026.
They're fighting for that first conference win.
We noted programs getting to know each other well. Met for the first time in February of 2023. This is already the 7th meeting. But in terms of developing rivalry, tough when the entire roster is different from last year.
That goes for every team just about in the country right now. I mean, Duke, Carolina, I mean, you don't even, either they're one and done or it's a transfer. So the rivalry, the schools will always have rivalries, but the days of the Tyler Hansboroughs and the, are long gone. Christian Leitner, Bobby Hurley staying for 4 years, not happening anymore.
NCAA played this year at Cameron Indoor Stadium against Howard. That'll be part of a sort of home and home that turned into a neutral site. The lob by Andre, the detonation by Richards. He is goods. And Stony Brook takes a 6-point cushion here in the first half, matches their largest lead.
Shushkik playing a heck of a game for Stony Brook on the offensive end. A beautiful look. His third assist to go along with those 12 points.
Well, Luce Ume, the spin, it got only glass. He grabbed his own rebound. No new shot clock. He missed it again, and it will stay with the Aggies. Final 2 minutes here in the first half. We know to their shame, one of these teams going to have to start their coastal season 0-3. Here is the alley-oop from Andre.
Good back screen there by Pratt. And we know Goods has got incredible athleticism, catches and finishes. He knows what to do with it there.
So again, the Aggies 7 of 9 from distance. They only hit 5.5 threes per game. Vic can't add to the fun. The freshman left it short. Downhill, Rob Brown III surveying the chessboard. Final 100 seconds, first half here on Long Island's North Shore. After 9 consecutive games for North Carolina A&T in North Carolina. Back to the bucket, Pratt making it look easy. The miss, the rebound and put back by Valentini. Thomas Tippin. Stony Brook has their largest lead of the game.
Valentini has been so aggressive on the offensive glass, keeping balls alive, and that time with the flush finish. Valentini with 5 rebounds already in the contest.
And that is the 7th first half foul on the Aggies. This is going to be 1-1 for Andre Shushkik, a chance to add to his 12-point total. The run right now for Stony Brook at 7-0. And it has lasted over the last 2 minutes. And a chance for a double-digit advantage, Pav. We noted one of the big storylines heading into this game, the 4-game losing streak for the Seawolves. They had not scored 60 points in any of the 4 games. They're almost there.
And they averaged 55.5 points a game in these 4 losses. They're really shooting the basketball well. Shushkik continues to be perfect this season from the free throw line.
And get those spirit fingers ready, Pav. Whatever works. And whatever has worked in the first 18 minutes and 56 seconds. Stony Brook's going to want to keep that blueprint rolling. It is a 14-point first half for Andre Shushkik. He is 4 of 4 from the field. They've all been from 3. He's 2 of 2 for the free throw line.
A perfect 15 for 15 on the season.
And he had just 8 points in the previous 4 games total.
Well, you know what? You know what they have after his name and number? Freshman, Johnny. And that's what's going to happen. Freshmen, when they get consistent, the best thing about a freshman is they become a sophomore. Great hands there by Goods to strip the jumper, but it will remain Stony Brook basketball. North Carolina A&T basketball. Oh, they're going to call it off of North Carolina A&T. Even better hands by Goods.
Ed Corbett Jr. initially signaled NCAA keep. Corrected the call. Stony Brook basketball, chance for a little 2-for-1 action. 11-second difference between game and shot clock. Pratt gets the motor moving. Kick out from Nassau County. Brown sticks it. The 9th three-pointer of the first half for Stony Brook. And the shot clock has been turned off on the Aggies. Under the tin, no go for Felton. Rebound, rejection. Stony Brook doesn't like the call from Mike Evans. In the midst of their 12-0 run, Eric Pratt got his hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, Felton really aggressive on the glass, bodying inside. Look at this delivery by Pratt. The double team came, found a wide open Brown. That's the one person you don't want to leave open, even from Nassau County, as you mentioned. That was a 28-29 footer by Rob Brown.
This is Will Felton, who does end the dry spell. First points in 3 minutes and 7 seconds for NCAA.
Injury-plagued career for Felton. Started at Arizona State. Coming off a season high, 16-6 last time out.
So what is becoming a little bit more rare mid-free throw timeout. 30-second taken by Gino Ford. And a 12-point game. Stick with us at halftime here on SNY. We'll get you the Stony Brook Media Group report. They will force me and Rob to come back on his birthday, no less, to do some first-half stats and highlights presented by Block Chiropractic. And then there is one decision you'll have to make today, partner, not just where your dinner is, but the Coachman's Player of the Half.
I think I'm pretty close to my decision as we speak.
What about on the Coachman's Player of the Half?
That's the one I'm talking about. Dinner, who knows?
Andre Shushkik, 14. Eric Pratt, 2. Two prime candidates. We mentioned Will Felton, the oft-injured Aggie, who did start his career at Arizona State. Redshirted as a Sun Devil. First 2 years with NCAA, injured in the preseason, did not play in the regular season. Last year, played 6 games before a season-ending injury.
And he completes the old-fashioned three-point play.
So this is his 13th game of the season. That is a career high for Will Felton.
Let's see if Carolina A&T makes Pratt give up the basketball here.
He does. The lob not on target. Vic recovers, 2 seconds. Got to be Vic. He gave it up. Good if it goes. And it almost did.
That might have been the only 3 North Carolina A&T missed in the first half.
They only missed 3 of them. Stony Brook puts up 50. After 4 consecutive games without scoring 60, it's an 11-point lead at the break.
Really good first half by Stony Brook. We talked that they needed to get out to a good start offensively, and they certainly have. They shared the basketball. They've shot the ball extremely well. They got big-time contributions out of Shushkik and Brown to go along with, obviously, what Eric Pratt does.
Halftime at Stony Brook Arena gets started after the break. Stony Brook 50, North Carolina A&T 39. Conference game number 3 in the Coastal on SNY.
8.
In the classroom, in the field, on the water. Stony Brook University is a place for daring. Daring to see where you can go when you follow your heart. Daring to define your own path is not always easy, but it is always worth it. At Stony Brook, New York's flagship university, daring to be something more in this world starts with daring to be true to yourself. Stony Brook University. Dare to be.
On February 24th, Jordan decided to make his entrance. I did end up hemorrhaging at home that day, which was incredibly scary. I was brought out by ambulance, and then I got to Stony Brook, and once they rolled me in the door, I knew that I was going to be in good hands, and so was Jordan.
Wolfie gets the ball. He drives to the basket and scores. Oh no, Wolfie's injured. I hope it's not serious. Stony Brook Medicine Advanced Imaging, only 2 miles from campus, has state-of-the-art technology and is led by subspecialist radiologists, experienced technologists, and a friendly staff. Advanced Imaging offers many tests, including CT, MRI, ultrasound, 3D mammography, and PET CT. Call 631-638-2600 for an appointment.
New beginnings. Familiar faces. Championship driven. The drama. The passion. The excitement. United in excellence. It all culminates in the nation's capital. The CAA. It starts here.
One of the things that has faced Shinnecock Bay is a form of pollution that has too many nutrients getting into the water because of failed septic systems.
When we started the Shinnecock Bay Restoration Program, our goal was increase the filtration of the bay.
We created what we call hard clam sanctuaries. The idea was that those clams would filter the water, reduce the nutrient load, and restore the water quality in the bay. Within about 5 years, it was obvious that the water was improving. And we started to see the brown tides becoming shorter and shorter. We haven't seen a brown tide in many, many years.
We're rebuilding our coastal estuaries, but we're doing it with science.
We can make a difference. It's not too late. We can change things.
From the studios at the School of Communication and Journalism, welcome to the Stony Brook Media Group Halftime Report, brought to you by Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I'm Michael Gunchenko. Stony Brook University's MFA in Television Writing program is getting major spotlight tonight after a standout showing at this year's Austin Film Festival. Anna Zabel took home the AMC 1-Hour Pilot Award for her script, Courier Girl, a tense and emotional story set in 1940s Warsaw. The program's artistic director, Christine Vachon, an acclaimed producer and co-founder of Killer Films, was also honored with the festival's Polly Platt Award for producing. Rounding out the sweep, Cynthia He earned the Drama Teleplay Spec Award for her chilling Yellow Jackets episode Thicker Than Water, praised for its bold tone and psychological depth. It's a big moment for Stony Brook and a showcase of the award-winning storytelling being created right here on campus. Congratulations. What makes humans different from AI? That's a subject I tackled with Mael, Jocelyn, and Claire Walsh when we attended the undergrad takeover this week at the Humanities Building.
Artificial intelligence is infiltrating all facets of life these days, but our undergraduate students are leading the conversation by using original works to combat the fear of AI taking over creative spaces.
So this event is called Voices of Humanity, and it's part of our first ever undergraduate takeover of the Stony Brook Humanities Institute. And so this was an opportunity for students across campus to answer the prompt, what makes us human? And we invited creative responses. You could write a poem, you could write a song, submit a photograph, make artwork, or write an essay. And so we got a number of excellent submissions. It turned out there was a lot of interest in that question, even more than we'd predicted. And I do think this is one of the things we can do. I think generative AI is a kind of, feels like a bulldozer kind of running all over centuries and centuries of human creativity. And I think this kind of pushback is really important. It's really vital. We can use AI in our lives, and I suspect many of us will, but it's important to remember the things that AI can't do. And so,
congratulations to all 6 finalists, and this is Claire Wass for Halftime Report.
If you're looking for true heroes off the court, you've come to the right place. We are proud to announce this week's Halftime Report MVP. Today we are honoring the amazing team at the Stony Brook Seawolves Food Pantry. Coordinator Katie McCullums and her team are dedicated to serving the Stony Brook community by providing a reliable and stable supplemental food source for those in need. The pantry shelves are stocked with a variety of healthy and nutritious foods, as well as school supplies, hygiene, and health products, as well as cooking utensils. Great work, Seals. Keep it up. That's it from us in the studio. We will send you back to the Stony Brook Arena for first half stats and analysis. Stay with us.
It is an 11-point Stony Brook Seawolves cushion. Halftime rolls on here at Stony Brook Arena in their 7th all-time meeting against North Carolina A&T. Both teams looking for that elusive first Coastal win of the season. He's Rob Pavanelli. I'm Johnny Wincott. Time to peer through the highlights on the first 20 minutes. Pav, a lot of 3 balls.
Yeah, big time first half by Shushkik. He had 14 points, 4 for 4 from beyond the arc. Nice breakaway layup for Lewis Walker. Eric Pratt was doing Eric Pratt things, finishing around the basket. He had 12. Middleton with the 3-pointer. Pratt misses, but Valentini has 7 rebounds in the first half with the putback dunk. And hit a beautiful lob over the top. Goods finishes from Shushkik. Dwayne Pierce had a really nice first half for North Carolina A&T. He had 9 points and 4 rebounds.
Taking a peek at the stats presented by Block Sports, Chiropractic and Physical Therapy. We told you there were a lot of threes. We were not lying. Stony Brook, by the way, 9 for 38 at William & Mary. They were 9 for 16 from distance in that first half. The two teams have combined 16 of 27 from distance. A Stony Brook team that had not been shooting it well. An NCAA team averaging 5.5 3-point makes per game.
The key for Stony Brook is the quality of their three-pointers, Johnny. They've been forcing some three-pointers. They've struggled late in shot clocks to get good shots. They got quality shots almost every single possession. They did a good job on the offensive glass, especially Valentini. That leads to really good shooting percentage.
And remember, a Stony Brook team in the midst of a 4-game losing streak, scored fewer than 60 points in each of the last 4. They put up 50 in the first 20 minutes of the game. Our Coachman's player of the half, it is Andre Shushkik. He gets the honor from the birthday boy, Rob Pavanelli. That'll happen when you go 4 of 4 from the field. They were all threes, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and 3 helpers just for good measure.
Sensational first half by Shushkik, and that's obviously a great sign. You don't have to rely so heavily on Pratt and Brown to do your scoring. When Shushkik can drop 14 first half points, good things are going to happen for the Seawolves.
Stony Brook 50, North Carolina A&T 39. The players flood back out onto the hardwood. When we return, we get you half number 2, somebody's first conference win here on SNY. We get you set for the start of half number 2 here on Long Island's North Shore. The Stony Brook Seawolves 50, North Carolina A&T 39. It is a busy day in the Coastal. The first day in 2026 here in the CAA. And as noted, one of these teams in about an hour will have their first Coastal win. The other is going to start 0-3. Here's what's gone on earlier today on CBS Sports Network. Campbell puts up 97 points to defeat Northeastern by 15. Hofstra does extend their win streak to an active Coastal high right now, 6 consecutive with a 70-67 win.
Including a win over your Orange, baby.
My
Your Orange.
Oh, yeah. Man, you were really excited for that one.
Yeah, no, Speedy Claxton doing a great job over at Hofstra. They're talented. They've got some players. They're going to be a real tough out in the conference.
Later tonight, Monmouth takes on Towson. That is a 6 p.m. tip-off. And then UNCW tries to remain hot. They will host Hampton on Flo College. Your latest game of the night, 7 p.m. Sunday night tip-off, or rather Saturday night tip-off. Lots of ties, lots of lead changes in that first half, but the 11-point cushion for Stony Brook is their largest of the game right now.
This is an important first few minutes for Stony Brook. They need to continue to find that rhythm offensively. And when you get the ball into Eric Pratt's hands, usually good things happen on the offensive end.
North Carolina A&T foul, charge number 11, Wade Pierce. Second
They
personal.
take another look at it. Pratt just has such a sensational ability to get to the basket. There he draws the contact. And he'll head to the free throw line.
So the first trip to the free throw line tonight for Stony Brook's leading scorer. Pav continues to do leading scorer type things. He's got 13 points. He's been in double figures now in 10 consecutive games. 14 out of the 15 he's played this year.
Yeah, he struggled in that one game in the loss out in California to Pacific. He was 1 for 10, 0 for 6. That's the only game. He had 6 that game. That's the only game he has not scored in double figures, and he has been as good as advertised. Missed the game early in the season with that knee injury, but he has been dynamic since he's gotten back.
Seawolves just 1 miss from the free throw line. It has been charitable today, 7 of 8. En route to the paint, no. Good tip in, yes. The right-handed finish by Amadou Doumbia. Aggies looking to get all they can get in the interior. That was Stony Brook's offense in the first 20 minutes.
And that's really what they do well. Their bigs crash the glass, get second chance opportunities. They're not going to get a lot of passes from the guards, so they know they got to crash the glass to get their buckets.
Still nobody in double figures for A&T. They've had 8 different players they'll find the score sheet. Kind of a microcosm of what they've done this year. 4 on the timer. It's a deep triple by Pratt off the right side of the rim. Good one-handed rebound by the freshman Walker.
And that's where Stony Brook has struggled of late. That possession exactly. Late in the shot clock, tough shot, get the ball back to Pratt and make something happen. They did not do that in the first half. They were very much in rhythm, firing all cylinders in the first half.
Well, Luce Ume, wild take, but it is last off of Stony Brook. So 11 seconds to operate for North Carolina A&T, trailing by 11. So again, 7 of 9 from distance to start this game. 7 out of their first 9 3-pointers, good for a team that hits fewer than 6 per game. And they've just turned it over again, one of those unforced errors. 8th turnover. And again, a Stony Brook team that has struggled in that department. Getting the other team to cough it up about 12.5 times per game.
And careless turnover there by North Carolina A&T, looking to extend a little full court pressure. Middleton doing a nice job hounding Shushkik.
Stony Brook still shooting a red hot 54% from the field. High percentage look. It's a chance at 3 for Brown the third.
Brown went down hard, the foul by Doumbia, but what a great finish with the left hand. The pump fake, you got to contest the 3 ball by Brown. Looks at it, shields it with the body, with a nice kiss off glass with the left hand. What a tough move by Rob Brown. And that's unusual for Brown.
Yeah,
a sensational free throw shooter, shooting almost 90% on the season. Left that one short.
High arcing triple. It was an air ball, but a foul in the process. So a
Cardinal
tough
sin,
spot for
Johnny.
a foul there on Andre Shushkik, a bit of a freshman mistake. And Dwayne Pierce, we continue to call on his name. It'll be 3 shots for the man who already has 3 threes.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the Cardinal sin. You never want to foul a jump shooter. You have to leave him room to land. Such a crafty player as Pierce. Played his ball, as we mentioned, in the city, in that tough Catholic league. Really knows how to score the basketball.
They're playing about as close to home as he will get this year, other than playing at Hofstra. And we'll see the hand in the cookie jar here for Andre Shushkik.
Good use of the step back there. Oh, not a lot of contact there. If you're going to do that, you got to foul the guy. You just can't tap him on the arm. He did allow him room to land. It was the follow through. Just put your hand straight up. Don't follow through with the hand.
Well, he misses. So just down to an 11-point deficit for Monty Ross's group. They're trying to avoid a 3rd consecutive loss to start their coastal campaign. And Stony Brook, of course, trying to avoid a 5th consecutive loss. Shushkik hands it from inside the elbow. All right, so his foul wound up in 2 points. He makes up for it a few seconds later.
Not something you usually see out of Shushkik, that nice little mid-range pull-up jumper. He's either taking it to the rack or knocking down the 3-ball.
Game high 16 points for Andre Shushkik. And for the 4th time in this game, Stony Brook has a 13-point cushion. Ball on the deck. Recovered. Nifty feed to go cross court. Just 5 on the timer after Walker salvaged. And it leads to a short 3. Offensive rebound under the tin and out of bounds. Catch your breath after a chaotic possession. Zamaku Waluche Ume could not remain in bounds under the right basket.
Quainitz and Valentini going to check in for Stony Brook. They were key for the Seawolves. Really aggressive offensively, hitting the glass, doing a nice job defensively. As Gino Ford laying into Gorman and Goods a little bit there.
Shushkik downhill. Not sure Quainitz was expecting the feed in the interior. Trying to use his height to his advantage. Pratt spinning, fading, connecting. There's not really a spot in the half court if you're the defense where you're comfortable with Eric Pratt and the Rock.
Such a score, such a crafty score. That's a nice job by Quainitz, being patient, saw the double team, didn't take a bad shot, and found a cutting Pratt for an easy bucket.
15-point lead, largest of the game for Stony Brook, quickly erased. Trent Middleton Jr. fights his way for 2. The response, a 2-handed jam by Thomas Valentini. A little freshman to freshman on a special delivery from North Macedonia.
They have really developed a nice chemistry here as freshmen Valentini and Shushkik.
Corner 3, no. Box out, yes, from Oleg Quainitz. First media timeout here in half number 2. It's a throwdown. A 2-handed detonation by Thomas Valentini. Stony Brook comfortably by 15. Stony Brook Seawolves looking to hop off the schneid, a 4-game losing streak, and for the first time in 5 games, they have scored at least 60 points. It is a 15-point cushion over North Carolina A&T. He is the birthday boy, Rob Pavanelli. I am Johnny Wincott, and yes, that is Robert Pavanelli, the star from Merrimack, who today turns how old? 32 years young?
32. Look at that. Look at that birthday, baby.
Freshman year, he shot 54% from the field, 90% from the free throw. Pav, where are the three-point statistics?
You know, we still had peach baskets back then when I played. My first three-pointer was in the men's league when I graduated. Where do you come up with this stuff?
A very happy birthday, Robert Pavanelli.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have you decided on dinner yet?
Oh, it's where we usually go for every single celebration. Probably the best restaurant on Long Island, a place called Ropke's. Visit my buddy Lou Salvaggio over there. Unbelievable job.
Doumbia the takeaway. Doumbia couldn't finish the sequence, but he finds a wide open Waluche Ume. Amadou Doumbia does the hard part. Zamaku Waluche Ume has the finish.
Where do you find this stuff? Autographed, no less.
Yeah, you should be getting some money for that.
Yeah, right.
The original NIL. Rob Pavanelli at Merrimack. Jonah Butler, first touches for the freshman. After streaking Eric Pratt. Timer down to 10. Rob Brown the third. He's been a good shooter. Could not find space against the well-defended Pierce. And after a lengthy possession, Stony Brook comes up empty. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Finish not there. Oh, and a tip-in. This time it's reversed. Waluche Ume does the dirty work. Doumbia the finish under the tin.
What a tough finish there by Doumbia. Caught it with his back to the basket, threw it over his head off glass. Terrific job staying with it, running the floor, and getting a second chance opportunity.
We noted just the third conference game of the season. Amadou Doumbia, one of just 2 players for the Aggies who has played in every game this year. Bryson Ogletree the other. Middleton Jr. Man, how did he manage to get that up there? Oleg Koinet's on the grab. And that may be in the act of shooting. Meanwhile, Thomas Valentini to the backside of Stony Brook's bench. Doing it with a smile, though. A good sign for the freshman.
Getting worked on, got a little bit of cut above the eye there. North Carolina A&T trying to amp up the tempo a little bit, get back into this basketball game. They need to get those easy baskets in transition, attack the basket, get second and third chance opportunities. Middleton knocks down the first, makes it a 10-point lead. And the Aggies looking to get into the single digits for the first time in a while.
Trent Middleton Jr., one of 4 different Aggies to average in double figures. Of course, one of those is Lorion Walker, who has not played in the last few weeks. They're hoping to get him back at some point this year. Middleton Jr. kind of been like a box of chocolates for these guys. Not sure what you're going to get. Last 4 games, 16, 0, 16, 21.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tough cover, can get to the basket. Not a bad three-point shooter. Will certainly, keep you honest, but he's aggressive, he's strong, and he can finish around the rack.
It's a rather quiet 6-0 blitz here by the Aggies. They've cut it to single digits, and Doumbia has another thief. 6th turnover, rather 7th turnover on Stony Brook. And still plenty of time for North Carolina A&T, their first road coastal game of the season. And they're going to get Jonah Butler trying to meander around the screen. A freshman who just came into the game for the first time today. His first foul, 3rd on Stony Brook in half number 2, and both teams with just 3 more fouls to give before the all-important free throws. Stony Brook has done a great job of neutralizing the free throw line, or NCAA gets there more than any other coastal team. Wide open under the tin. Doumbia detonates. 8 consecutive for the Aggies. It's a 7-point game.
No rotation there by Stony Brook. You have to help the helper. Simmons got caught watching, and an easy finish for Doumbia.
Anya Cone left open. That was a long 2, and it's out of bounds. Officials look at one another, and Ed Corbett Jr. is the executor. It's going with North Carolina A&T.
Very dangerous time right now for the Seawolves. They have not scored in almost 3 minutes. North Carolina A&T has cut it to a 7-point lead with a chance again on the offensive end.
Dwayne Pierce, who possesses at midcourt, is the team's leading scorer today. Number 11 has 11. Told you anybody could step up on any given night for this team. Doumbia missed the wide open 10-footer. Missed assignment there by the Stony Brook defense. 7 minutes gone by in the second. Pratt a blur. And 2 well-needed free throws for Stony Brook, where they are 7 of 9 from the stripe tonight.
You kind of had a feeling that Eric Pratt was going to take matters into his own hands right here, going coast to coast. Sees a little bit of a gap, the great change of direction, draws the contest. And there he is, changing in midair, leaning back. He's got such great body control and touch.
Well, the quintet that Gino Ford has on the floor at the moment has only 21 points, 17 of them from Eric Pratt.
Yeah, no points for Butler, Simmons, or somebody just checked in, Valentini. Oh, he scored.
Valentini in, freshman Butler out. And Eric Pratt remains cool, calm, collected at the free throw line for Stony Brook. So the Seawolves have still without a field goal over the last 3 minutes and 20 seconds. What was once a 16-point lead has been cut down to 9.
Pratt takes over the team lead with 17. Shush kick with 16. Valentini with a silly foul 25 feet away from the basket. That's Stony Brook's 4th. Still 12 and a half minutes left to go. Stony Brook has to be careful. We talk about it all the time in this broadcast. This is a North Carolina A&T team that gets to the free throw line a lot.
Well, they did not get to the free throw line that often in the first half, just 5 times, 5 attempts. Able to neutralize that with 7 3-pointers. They have not hit any here in the second half.
Good adjustments there by Gino Ford and his staff. Tough delivery finish inside.
Who needs threes when you have Haluche Ume? Back the other way, Eric Pratt. He is on point to 94-foot bucket. And Stony Brook's leading scorer has another 20-point game.
And who needs teammates when you have Eric Pratt offensively? Second consecutive time, coast to coast. Get out of my way.
8 minutes gone by, great backdoor feed, and it is finished. Dwayne Pierce with points 12 and 13 to lead the way for the Aggies, who are not going away.
Toby Onyekon just lost his offensive player. Easy backdoor cut for a layup.
That is the 11th field goal missed today for Eric Pratt, who is now 7 of 18 from the field. A&T still 4 of their last 5, starting to heat up here in half number 2. It's a good look on the floater, and it touches the rim and goes. Lewis Walker, who Stony Brook has done a relatively nice job on, the 4th leading scorer in the conference. That is only points 7 and 8, but it makes it a 5-point game.
You definitely don't want him to heat up if you're the Seawolves.
Stony Brook trying not to run out of gas. It is another turnover. That's the 4th blunder tonight by Eric Pratt on the offensive end. And it brings us to an under 12 media timeout. Stony Brook just clinging now. It's a 5-point lead against North Carolina A&T.
Are you ready to welcome them?
Welcome to Health Yeah, where experts from Stony Brook Medicine come together to discuss topics ranging from the complex inner workings of an infectious disease to tips and tricks for staying safe and healthy all year long.
At H2M, we play to win. Architecture, engineering, sustainability. We compete to be the best there is. We believe in teamwork. Working together, building together, winning together.
Aha! I knew it! You are stealing my Jersey Mike's gig.
Danny, it's just because Jersey Mike's is an official sponsor of the NFL. I'm not taking your gig.
Now you're taking my look.
This is how I dress.
My glasses. I've been looking for those.
I wear glasses. I have astigmatism.
I'll give you astigmatism.
Ready for you on set, Eli.
I gotta go.
This ain't over, Manning.
Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey, that's my line. A sub above.
The Aggies of North Carolina A&T storming back here in half number 2. They've made it a 5-point game, third coastal game of the season. Both Stony Brook and NCA&T still searching for that elusive first win. He's Rob Pavanelli. I'm Johnny Wincott. Somewhere in that huddle is number 8, Samaku Waluche Ume. First double-double of the season at Northeastern earlier this week, 13 points and 10 rebounds. He has responded today, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and he has very much aided this second half comeback cause.
Yes, and North Carolina A&T on a 16-6 run. This is the closest it's been since 43-39 in the first half. The transfer from GW is doing it all for the Aggies.
So Stony Brook team that led by as many as 15 earlier in this second half.
They got real stagnant on the offensive end, relying heavy on Eric Pratt. Usually delivers, but then in the first half, they were really much more balanced.
Pratt remains on the bench for Stony Brook out of the timeout. 3-pointer left short. A&T has not hit a second half 3, but that is a second half putback. And KJ DeBrick letting the defense know it.
A&T has been much more aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half and has certainly paid dividends. 18-6 now is the run. Stony Brook up 3. Need a bucket desperately.
6 consecutive for Monty Ross's group, and it has happened in just 70 seconds. The Aggies 4 of their last 5 from the field. Again, Stony Brook, no Pratt. They have Shushkeek, and he's got another one. Andre is giant. He is a perfect 5 of 5 from distance.
6 for 6 from the floor. He has been sensational. 19 points now for the freshman.
And again, the same freshman who had just 8 points during the 4-game losing streak, which Stony Brook is fewer than 10 minutes away from ending. DeBrick, beautifully done.
He is certainly not throwing up any DeBricks today. 3 for 4. He's been tough around the basket, rebounding the basketball. That time, a beautiful little right-handed jump hook.
Would you believe me if I told you he did not score in either of their first 2 coastal games?
I believe you. And it's a silly foul on a perimeter by DeBrick. Goods was 40 feet away from the basket. That is the Aggies' 5th team foul.
Just one more foul to give before 1-1 for Stony Brook into the second half bonus. And if you're just joining us, Stony Brook took a 50-39 first half advantage. NCA&T, though, a +7 here in the second half at 24-17. And a Stony Brook team that did not score 60 points in each of the 4 games. And wave off the triple by Valentini. I think they're going to get Oleg Quainetz.
Valentini was open for a reason. Quainetz set an illegal screen, and unfortunately that takes away a big-time 3-ball by the freshman Tomas Valentini.
So both teams with 8 turnovers in this game. And because it is staying with the Aggies, it'll remain 8 turnovers apiece.
North Carolina A&T just putting their heads down and attacking the basket. Playing some bully ball right here. This is what they do so well. Stony Brook did a great job in the first half defending it. They did give up a lot of threes. Second half adjustments. We don't want to give up threes, but then that allows A&T to attack the hoop.
These teams combined for 24 3-point attempts in the first half. They've taken just 5 here in the second half. Number 5 is pure. It is Lewis Walker. You knew he'd get going at some point. He's into double figures. Team's leading scorer at over 18 per game, a top 3 scorer in the Coastal for the freshman.
Big time screen by DeBrick that time to free up Walker.
Down to a 2-point game. As close as it's been since the early stages, a 20-7 run. Brown can't take a bite out of it, and the rebound is Houdini'd at the end line by Walker. A three-pointer gives A&T the lead. And instead, it's foul number 6 on Stony Brook. No more to give for Gino Ford's group.
Good recognition there by North Carolina. A&T saw the mismatch inside. Shushkick trying to guard DeBrick. DeBrick at 6'9", 240, fifth-year senior. The freshman had no chance, but he had the foul.
Not many players you feel like represent their surname better than KJ DeBrick.
That's a big boy right there.
You
The
noted-
screen he set last possession almost took out Shushkick.
Yeah, you noted the 6'9", 240-pound frame, fifth-year player who played at both Logan College in Illinois, won a junior college national championship, and then 2 years at Cleveland State. One possession game, under the bucket, reverse layup won't go. DeBrick got the ball, can't finish, and there will be a third try from DeBrick to Brooklyn Vic.
North Carolina A&T just sending it in like a hockey and just chasing the puck right now.
Flipped up, nearly the and one for Walker. And he will have a chance to tie the game from the free throw line with a team that hits 21 free throws per game.
North Carolina A&T has now out-rebounded Stony Brook 32-21, and that has really been the difference here in the second half. Carolina A&T really didn't play their style of basketball in the first half. Made a lot of three-pointers, but they weren't the aggressive attacking team that they normally are. And in the second half, they have shown what they are. Attack, chase, rebound, second and third chance opportunities.
89 free throw makes, 101 free throw attempts. Lewis Walker nearly automatic. Uh-oh, can't have a shoulder injury in the midst of waving that shirt. He's got a rub in the right shoulder. You're way too young for the right shoulder injuries. Lewis Walker, A-OK, he is healthy, and he is an automatic bucket from the free throw line, and most other places. We are tied 67-67. It is our 7th tie in the game, and our first since early in the first half. Shushkick, quick response. No aid necessary for number 29, Stony Brook back in front. And right under the tin, more free throws for North Carolina A&T. And they will come from Zamaku Waluche Ume after the commercial break. Stony Brook wants a 15-point cushion down to 2. First coastal win of the season up for grabs here on Long Island. We are taking in the new year with an absolute dandy of a basketball game. Stony Brook and North Carolina A&T 69-67. It was once a 15-point advantage for Stony Brook, and now for the second straight year, Pav, just another day at the office between these two coastal rivals. When they get together, it is good basketball games, and it usually means the home team is victorious.
Absolutely. Let's see if the Seawolves can hang on right now. They're up 2. There were 7 ties and 5 lead changes in that game last year. Right now we've got 7 ties and 10 lead changes in the contest today. Stony Brook scored 50 first half points. They've been held to 19 here in the second half. Been outscored 29-19 by the Aggies.
The iron is kind to Aluche Ume, who has a chance to tie the game here for North Carolina A&T. They briefly tied at 67-67 before the break. That was the first tie, Pav, since 22-22.
Stony Brook stagnant on the offensive end here in the second half. A lot of standing around, not a lot of good ball movement as there was in the first half.
Eric Pratt back into the game. That was a big facet of this comeback for North Carolina A&T. Came with number 1 on the bench. Timer down to 10. Gorman stuck out of the key. Of course, it's off to Pratt. Motor moving down the right alley. That's a tough take with the left hand. Gorman could not secure the rebound. It was beaten out by Doumbia.
You got to give a lot of credit to North Carolina A&T. Really buckled down here defensively after an onslaught offensively by Stony Brook in the first half. And we're getting an offensive foul. Good defense there by Valentini taking the contact. We're going to see it again here. Aluche Ume goes baseline. Definitely extends that right shoulder, using that strength, but a little too powerful there. And Stony Brook will have another chance to take the lead.
That's an important foul in many ways, partner. That's also the 6th team foul on North Carolina A&T. So no more to give for Monty Ross's group. Pratt is pure. A straight-on triple for Eric Pratt. He's got a game-high 23, and it comes on Stony Brook's 11th three-point make.
Great delivery there by Shushkic. His 6th assist of the contest. He's been playing a complete game. Perfect from the field.
Stony Brook still shooting better than 50% from the field today. And after all the three-pointers in the first half, 7 of them for North Carolina A&T, they have not hit 1 here in the second half. Pratt goes 92 feet. It's a kick for Thomas. He left it short. Good rebound getting up for the freshman Vic. There's a poke. There's a thief. Rob Brown the third. Thought about the triple. Passed up on it for the easier 2.
Great job there by Stony Brook. Rob Brown recognized he had numbers. Showed a little bit of a pump fake for the three-pointer. Froze the defensive delivery to Shushkic for the easy bucket.
Stony Brook 74, North Carolina A&T 69.
Great defense here by Brown on one end. And look at the numbers Stony Brook has. This is a 4-on-1 break. Look as he freezes Vic the defender. And a delivery and then a finish by a Shushkic now with 23.
Wolfie gets the ball. He drives to the basket and scores. Oh no, Wolfie's injured. I hope it's not serious. Stony Brook Medicine Advanced Imaging, only 2 miles from campus, has state-of-the-art technology and is led by subspecialist radiologists, experienced technologists, and a friendly staff. Advanced Imaging offers many tests including CT, MRI, ultrasound, 3D mammography, and PET-CT. Call 631-638-2600 for an appointment.
Accidents are unexpected and leave you with important questions. For over 40 years, the Odierno Law Firm has been answering your questions and fighting for your rights. We have recovered over $100 million for Long Islanders injured in accidents. So visit us at o2law.com for a free and confidential consultation. The Odierno Law Firm. There is never a fee unless we recover for you.
Mr. Murphy was a big runner, and running was a big part of his life. And I'm also a runner. I know that running becomes part of who you are, and you can't do that any longer. It's taken away from you. You lose a sense of who you are. I was determined to get him back running, and I promised him that once we were done with his treatment, we would run a race together. So we're here to celebrate his accomplishments and perseverance and his strength, and I'm so thankful to be able to run by his side.
On February 24th, Jordan decided to make his entrance. I did end up hemorrhaging at home that day, which was incredibly scary. I was brought out by ambulance, and then I got to Stony Brook, and once they rolled me in the door, I knew that I was going to be in good hands, and so was Jordan.
Oh, what a way to start the new year. Down the stretch we go. Another tight contest between the Stony Brook Seawolves and North Carolina A&T Aggies. Last year in February, 73-72, A&T got the better of Stony Brook. 5-0, the home team in this series. Stony Brook a chance to continue that trend. North Carolina A&T has not made it easy here in half number 2.
No, they certainly haven't. They've done what they do. They've been aggressive. They've defended. They've rebounded. They've finished around the hoop. They've limited Stony Brook's looks at the basket. Last 2 possessions were pretty good for the Seawolves. Shushkik delivers to Pratt for the big-time 3.
Stony Brook team that has hit 11 three-pointers in this game. NCA&T over their game lead rate at 7 threes, but they all came in the first 20 minutes.
Stony Brook showing a little 2-3 zone right now, trying to slow down the dribble penetration of North Carolina A&T. A long 3 ball there by Middleton.
But the offensive rebound was there. Put back no on the third take, rejected. Oh, Monty Ross and company don't think so. Happened right in front of their road bench. Couldn't quite tell if that was a Gorman hand, a Shushkik armpit. Either way, Stony Brook emerges. One of their most critical defensive stops of the young season. Here comes Pratt, the dump off. Gorman rejected. It is a DeBrick denial. 3-on-2. Finger roll, no. DeBrick there again. KJ muscles it up, and he'll get a chance in the free throw line. What a sequence for KJ DeBrick. 6'9", 240 pounds.
The effort by R.J. DeBrick. The huge block on one end of the floor. Gorman with the dunk. No, sir. DeBrick outlets it. Look at the way he runs the floor, chases this rebound down. Middleton leaves it a little bit short. And look at the effort inside. Swarmed by Seawolves. DeBrick grabs the rebound and heads to the free throw line.
Well, KJ did miss the first free throw. 79% free throw shooter for a team that gets to the free throw line really almost more than any team in the country. A lot of players with not a very good free throw clip.
Makes 1 out of 2. If you were to show a video, a coaching video on what a big's supposed to do, you could have just done that right there with R.J. DeBrick. The stand defensively, sprints down the floor, gets the rebound, muscles it back up, and heads to the free throw line. What a great job by the 5th-year senior.
It's his 21st block of the season. It leads the team. It's top 5 in the conference. There's another. Second block for DeBrick, but Middleton could not pick up the basketball. How about that effort by the freshman Thomas Valentini? No easy buckets. As KJ DeBrick is starting to become DeFella.
He's become a brick wall. That's what he's been. I mean, 2 huge, big-time blocks on the last 2 possessions by R.J. DeBrick.
Oh, now 22 rejections on the season. 6 out of his 22 blocks this year came against Howard. And throughout this chaos, Stony Brook has held the Aggies without a field goal make for 4.5 minutes. It's all clean. It's very clean. Squeaky clean for Lewis Walker.
And may have gone away with an offensive foul right there. Good defensive job there by Valentini, drawing the contact. No calls by the official, and a smooth jumper by Walker. Talking about smooth. How smooth has Andre Shushkik been today?
That is points 24 and 25 for the freshman, who is playing like a senior on this Saturday evening. So a quick response by Stony Brook after Lewis Walker ended that scoring drought at 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Walker, step back 3. Off the front rim, DeBrick stepped out of bounds. One of his only mistakes of the contest, and it'll bring us to our final media timeout. Do not touch that dial. 76-72. One of these teams will have their first Coastal win in 3 minutes and 51 seconds, we think. Under 4 minutes to play here at Long Island's North Shore. It is a 4-point game. Stony Brook led by as many as 15. That has been trimmed down here in half number 2 by North Carolina A&T. And as noted, when these two teams get together, typically a close contest, 73-72 in favor of A&T last February. Regardless of how this one shakes up, Stony Brook, a tough one coming up Thursday at Drexel, but they will have a stretch right now, a 5-game stretch. 4 games here in the comfort of their own home, and they've been pretty good here this year.
Well, they certainly have, but it's no easy sledding right there for the Seawolves. UNCW, Hofstra, and Charleston, 3 of the heavy hitters after that road game against Drexel.
Gino Ford's group a 50-39 advantage at halftime. They have scored more than 60 points for the first time in 4 games. Trying to snap their 4-game losing skid. Both teams have started Coastal play 0-2. Eric Pratt, the game high, rather second high with 23. It is Gorman, first 3, down for Quinn. It's his first triple try of the game, and it is pure.
Huge bucket there for Stony Brook. Great patience. Pratt grabbed the double team, recognized it, and found Gorman for the knockdown 3 ball.
5 consecutive points for Stony Brook at a big time. Some steps there, prevented by Gorman. DeBrick from distance, no. The rebound looked to have been pried free by Brown. Instead, it's the 10th team foul on Stony Brook. And North Carolina A&T, the free throw specialists, are into the double bonus with still 3 minutes remaining.
What a terrific job there by Lewis Walker, fighting for position inside. 3 Seawolves around him. Gino Ford not happy with the call. I thought it was a pretty good call. Walker did a tremendous job corralling the rebound, and Brown tried to wrestle it away, but grabbed a lot of armor.
Lewis Walker remains nearly automatic at the free throw line this year. Not many, if any, with better free throw statistics than Walker in the Coastal this year.
He's had a quiet 15 today, especially in the second half, been very effective.
North Carolina A&T starting to get theirs at the free throw line, 15 of 17. And now Walker leads the team with 16 points. Stony Brook has had 48 out of their 79 by Shushkeek and Pratt. This is Brown the third, and that is a miss high off the iron.
Great set there run by Gino Ford's club. Got Brown a wide open look, unable to get it to go. We got a lot of infighting down low. Gorman's going to pick up a foul, trying to get position down low. This is a very, very physical North Carolina A&T team. And DeBrick will head back to that free throw line once again.
That is the 11th team foul on Stony Brook here in the second half. And the free throw line, as it has much of the season, keeping the Aggies in the game. They're 1 for the last 10 from the field and continue to chip away with the clock stopped by hitting these free throws from the charity stripe.
And a chance to make it a one-possession game right here. R.J. DeBrick.
You see 7 and 7, now 8 and 7 for DeBrick.
Didn't score in his last 2 contests in conference play. He has been sensational tonight.
He's only played 14 minutes tonight.
They've been a meaningful 14 minutes.
You can guarantee he'll play at least 16 and a half minutes by the time regulation is over. We may need more than just regulation tonight. Pratt off the dribble, penetrates right alley. Brown straight on, defended neatly by Pierce. It's an open Eric Pratt. Off the right side of the rim, there's the 8th rebound for DeBrick.
Good look there by Pratt, just a little long.
A chance to tie. For a North Carolina A&T team that has not hit a three-pointer in the second half. Pierce thought about it, takes Brown to the rack, up and under. Dwayne Pierce remains money.
Silly foul there by Middleton. 90 feet away from the basket, foul Shushkeek, and he'll head to the free throw line. What a move there by Dwayne Pierce, showing off those New York City skills. Finishes on the other side with the reverse layup.
And for a team that just hit their 2nd field goal in their last 11 field goal attempts, not exactly a high percentage look by Pierce. And quietly, this is another 6-0 run by Monty Ross's group. It could be silenced by Shushkeek.
How about this stat line, Johnny? 9 for 9 from the floor, 5 for 5 from 3, 3 for 3 from the line, and 6 assists by a freshman.
That sounds like a 1981, 1982 Rob Pavanelli freshman line.
That sounds like my entire freshman season.
No three-point statistics.
There you go.
81-78 after the 2 free throw makes by Shushkeek. It was 27 points tonight. Walker, leading scorer against leading scorer. Walker did the hard part. DeBrick, to throw down. 10 points, 9 rebounds in 15 minutes for KJ DeBrick. This is a 1-point game.
Just no answer for DeBrick. He's so strong physically. Stony Brook can't box him out.
Shushkeek misses the leaner. A chance for the lead for the Aggies.
Nice transition defense by Stony Brook there, getting back. And Monty Ross wants a timeout. Great timeout right here. Down 1 minute left to go. It's a young North Carolina A&T team. Monty Ross wants to make sure that they get a good shot on this possession.
So NCA&T with now 1 timeout remaining.
And Gorman looks to rotate and help on the miss, but nobody boxes out R.J. DeBrick. And he has been incredible. Excuse me, KJ DeBrick. I better get his name right the way he's played tonight.
Well, if you want to look him up on waivers for your Coastal fantasy team, that's the way to do it.
He's putting up some big numbers.
And we told you, Stony Brook getting comfortable here on Long Island. NCA&T starting to get a little more comfortable on the road. 3 of their next 4 away from North Carolina. They will head back home to take on Elon Thursday at 7 p.m. tip. We noted, Pav, the 9 games before this one all played in the state of North Carolina for the Aggies.
That's pretty nice. It's a nice home cook in there for the Aggies.
All right, we've set the scene for you a few times today. Stony Brook has 8 wins this year. They all came in the non-conference. Stony Brook had 8 wins all of last year.
Yeah, the Seawolves, let's see if they can hang on. They've been outscored 41-31 in the second half. by the Aggies, a lot of them on putbacks and free throws. The Seawolves need to get a stop, and they need to secure this rebound right now.
North Carolina A&T, 7 wins this year, all in the non-conference. That's how many they had all of last year. That's how many they had all of 2 seasons ago. But both teams still in search of their first coastal victories. And only one team is going to get it tonight.
Gino Ford inserts Richard Goods to see if he can box out the Brick right here. The athletic, powerful Goods.
Pierce off the screen, right down the seam, he gave it away. Andre Shushkik emerges with a thief. It's a 23-second difference between game and shot clock.
Gino Ford might need a timeout. A little sloppy right here, and there it is. Good call there by Gino Ford. And North Carolina A&T was trapping everywhere. A little bit of a panic right there by the Seawolves. Good timeout. Let's calm us down. Get the ball into Pratt's hands. Let the clock work down. Let him operate with about 9 seconds left to go on the shot clock.
So even after this timeout by Gino Ford, Stony Brook still with 2, A&T with 1, with 44.3 ticks showing on the game clock, 18 remaining on the shot clock. You'd have to imagine Stony Brook wants to get the ball either into the hands of Eric Pratt, or for 27 points today, it goes to Andre Shushkik.
Well, you know Pratt's going to draw a lot of attention defensively. They're going to try and keep the basketball out of his hands. I mean, you can see the help coming off of Gorman. If the help comes, Pratt will find Gorman for an open look. The Seawolves have to get a good shot. North Carolina A&T going to defend Pratt. They're going to defend the Shushkik, and they're trying to keep the ball out of Brown's hands. It's important here now to Stony, but they got to get the ball in bounds. As you mentioned, they still do have 2 timeouts left to go. Any trouble, they need to call a quick one.
10 lead changes, 8 ties. But the last time the Aggies had the lead, 7 minutes in the first half. Pratt, the lefty, can't hit. It is a 5-second difference between game and shot clock. North Carolina A&T a chance for their first lead since it was 30-28. First coastal win up for grabs on Long Island.
Tough matchup here for Shushkik.
Fading, Walker left it short. Valentini has the rebound. Still no foul by North Carolina A&T. And those are 3, maybe 4 precious seconds ticking away in the backcourt. And Stony Brook will go to the free throw line. Attempts 14 and 15 today. They've only missed twice.
The freshman Shushkik giving up about 4 inches and about 25 pounds on Walker. Did a really nice job biding up. Made him take a tough shot, and Valentini with the big-time rebound. That's Valentini's 9th rebound of the contest. He has been huge for the Seawolves.
This is 1-and-1 for Eric Pratt, just the 8th team foul. And he misses the free throw. The tip goes out of bounds. Ed Corbett Jr. pointing in the direction of NCA&T. We may be going to the monitor again.
Gino Ford has a timeout left, and he also has a challenge left. He was successful in the first half. This is a good call right now.
All right, so Mike Evans, although you may be his captain, was giving us the C to tell us challenge.
I do believe it did last touch a Seawolf, but we're going to have to get all three referees over there taking a look at it.
Official review presented by Stony Brook Ophthalmology. And let's pull the curtain.
Pratt leaves this one a little bit short. Yeah, that's tough to see from that angle. It looked like it was off Goods, and he doesn't complain. So that's when he doesn't complain. Ooh. Yeah, that one's off Goods, I believe. The brick almost touched it, but that was last touch by Richard Goods. Great camera work. Great job by our staff. Last 2 possessions by Pratt, Stony Brook's go-to guy. He missed a foul line jumper, and then he misses a free throw. I think this one's pretty clear cut. Stony Brook's going to lose a timeout and their challenge.
And really anything that KJ DeBrick has been involved in this second half has resulted in something positive for North Carolina A&T. So go figure, he's in the area. They get the call, at least for now.
He's been the big-time difference here in the second half for North Carolina A&T's comeback. Down 11 heading into the second half. It has been a different Aggie team.
So the folks inside Stony Brook Arena just got a glimpse at what you're looking at. Of course, because it is Stony Brook Arena, some oohs and ahs, as if to say, well,
Some
hold
drones,
your horses
some drones
here.
there as well, no doubt.
But we do know 9.5 showing on the clock. They could, of course, add time on. Mike Evans is making his way over to our broadcast setup. I don't think they've made a call just yet.
Can we replay it for the officials, that last one, please? They're not getting a good look on their side.
So a few more looks at it. Mike Nardone and Ed Corbett Jr. on the far side monitor. Mike Evans has joined us at our friendly broadcast setup to take a peek. As Becca Carter, our producer, continues to provide all the sights and sounds here from Long Island's North Shore. And hey, there's Ozpav.
And we've got confirmation from Mike Evans. It is going to be North Carolina A&T basketball down along the baseline. They did a terrific job making sure that they got that call right. Obviously, 9.5 seconds left to go in the game. Stony Brook up one. They wanted to get it right. We talked about it early on. This is an outstanding officiating crew. They did their due diligence. It's going to be A&T basketball.
So North Carolina A&T, they have not led since 6:52 in the first half. 30-28.
Certainly expect A&T to attack the basket right here.
They are in the double bonus. Walker, the floater, no go. Ball still up for grabs. Walker does not get it off. It is over. Stony Brook survives 81-80. And for the second consecutive game against the Aggies, the home team wins by 1 point.
What a frenetic finish right there. North Carolina A&T gets a shot off. May have been a foul on Shushkik on a rebound right here. Great job by Goods. Let's see it right here. I don't know if there's a lot of contact. I couldn't see from the angle right there as Walker grabbed this rebound. Shushkik slapped it away. Stony Brook will come up with the victory. What a terrific game today, Johnny. Exciting to the wire.
All right, we expect... All right, we'll have Gino Ford when we return. 81-80 Stony Brook over North Carolina A&T here at SNY. Seawolves emerge victorious here at home, an 81-80 final over North Carolina A&T. Second consecutive game against the Aggies. The home team wins. It does it by just 1 point. We are joined by the winning coach of Stony Brook, Gino Ford. You snap a 4-game losing streak. You do it by 1 here in a dicey second half. What were your impressions on your first Coastal win of the season?
Well, every league game is going to be hard, and that's cliche, but with where we are right now, we don't have a lot of margin of error. And we had some guys play really well. I thought Andre really made shots, which really gave us a huge lift. That's something we've desperately needed at that position. But we just need some consistency, man. Like, the guys are trying. We're getting better. We've had to reinvent the wheel here a little bit the last 3 weeks. But we unfortunately have several guys that one night play a certain way and then the next night play an entirely different way, and we're battling some consistency issues. But I'm thrilled we won. A&T's got a lot of talent. They've won 7 or 8 games already. That's not a bad team we just beat.
Going right off of that, Andre Shushgeek, who only had 8 points during that 4-game losing streak, explodes for nearly 30 today. Obviously, how much of a help is it not just to have a player to do that, but a guy who's only played 14 or 15 games in his collegiate career?
Yeah, listen, Andre's got a ton of upside. He's like a lot of good freshmen that I've had over the years, and that is today he was outstanding. And he was outstanding when we beat Central Michigan, and he was outstanding in the first game of the year. He's got to find a way to raise his bad game up. The bad game's got to be better. But his good is excellent, and he was a huge, huge key tonight. Huge key.
Thursday night, you'll take on Drexel. You finally get a few days for a little bit of relaxation. What to expect from the Dragons? As you noted, every conference game probably going to be a battle this year.
Yeah, they're going to be typical, really good defensively, big and physical, big wings, which poses some interesting situations for us because we were really big on the perimeter and now we're not. So, we have to find a way physically to be able to answer the bell, on Thursday. And hopefully it was a little bit tired legs, but I mean the rebounding tonight was abysmal. And that's going to happen when your best rebounder is get you 14 one night and 1 the next. You just got to find a way to. I'd rather him get 7 every game. Would make my life a little easier. But the good news is it's in there and very, very capable of being a dominant front court guy. We just need some guys to maybe be at their best a little more often, or like I said about Dre too, just raise that bottom. When I'm not real sharp, I still provide something. Our guys off the bench tonight. I did not think played very well, and that's why the game went from where it did to what it was. And if you look at plus minus, I just saw it. It's not a surprise to me, those numbers. And they're all capable. I mean, they've all played well in times, and so hopefully we can find a way to get a little consistency about us.
81-80 is your final. Gino Ford, congrats on the first Coastal victory, and Happy New Year.
Thanks, buddy. Happy New Year, Johnny.
Stony Brook into the CAA win column now at 1-2. After an 81-80 victory over North Carolina A&T here on Long Island's North Shore. Big thank you to Becca Garner, touching all the right buttons in our Stony Brook studios. Jeff Bernstein providing our stats. And for my broadcast partner, Rob Pavanelli, I'm Johnny Wincott. We say so long and farewell from Stony Brook Arena. The Seawolves back into the win column. Their first Coastal victory of the season goes by way of an 81-80 victory over North Carolina A&T.